Good morning, everybody. It's Mike, and thanks for jumping on with us on Wednesdays when we have Rob Hamilton, our marketing director, here with us, and we just kind of have a conversation every Wednesday about marketing ourselves as real estate agents. So, Rob, what's on your mind this week?
All right, Mike. I've talked to a lot of real estate agents, and I see them trying to market themselves and spending a lot of money to do it. What's your take on that?
Stop.
Exactly.
God, oh my gosh, Rob. Anywhere from just these enormous ad spend budgets to giving away, on the low side, 35% of their income. On the high side, I see agents giving away as much as 80% of their income. Between their referral source that they're buying their business from, their brokerage, their team leader. Like I talked to an agent the other day, and they're making about $1,600 out of every $10,000 that they generate.
Wow.
I know. The reason I think they do that is I don't think they know what else to do, and they're trying to generate business. So they almost all reference it like this: well, it's not great, but it's better than nothing. And I'm like, well, no, it's not, because that means you consider every dollar you make profit, and you consider your time limitless and free.
Yeah.
And none of those things are true. Every dollar you make is not profit. You have expenses. Even within that $1,600 out of $10,000, there are more expenses that are embedded within that. Gas.
Yeah.
Automobiles, right? Just the day-to-day expenses of being in real estate. So there's some fallacies that go into that, and I want to say to these agents, look, I know you're doing it. It's not because it's better than nothing, but because you don't know what else to do. So all this week, each day, we're talking about one thing we could do to grow our business. Today, what I'd like to talk about is the use of video in an email strategy. Okay? So you and I talk about this all the time, right? We call them embedded emails. And these are the emails that we receive in our inbox that instead of having a string of characters as a hyperlink, which nobody's going to click that on, right? We're all very aware, don't click on unknown links. So if I send you an email today, well, because we know each other, you might text me and say, hey, is this link you sent me safe?
Right.
But if you didn't know me or didn't know me that well, are you clicking on that link?
No chance.
No chance in the world, right? But that link would take you to a video message that I want you to see. But you're not going to click that link.
Right.
So what we do instead is we make a short video message. Okay, and I'm going to come back to that in a second. But then we take, instead of the hyperlink that takes you to the video, we convert that into a screenshot image. So if I sent you a short video, I might take a screenshot, which would be my face, so you go, oh, that's Mike. And then there's a play arrow right in the middle of my face, right?
Yeah.
Psychologically, and I don't understand this, it's just human behavior, but the odds that you're going to click on that screenshot, that play arrow, are infinitely higher than that hyperlink string of characters.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, they're the exact same thing.
Yeah.
That screenshot is the hyperlink. But our brains go, oh, well, that's Mike, that's his face, that's a trustworthy message. And more than 88% of all humans will click on that screenshot.
We're Pavlov's dog.
We are.
Button.
Exactly. Tap the play arrow. It's okay. And then that takes you to my short video message for this week. We called the process of doing that an embedded email. There's an embedded video message in that email. Okay. If I want to market to you, and to my customers, to my target audience, to my people, and I don't want to spend a lot of money, well, couldn't I have a video message that I emailed out to everybody in my database every week?
Yep.
I could.
Yes.
And it wouldn't cost me anything. It would be free. Okay, so here's the problem with that. There's really two, maybe three problems here, and it's what's getting in people's way of doing this. Number one, they don't know how to do it. So that's a problem. I would do it but I don't know how to create that embedded video inside of an email. So it's a technical skill, right? And they don't teach us that stuff in pre-license class. They teach us a bunch of other stuff that we don't really ever need. So here's what I want to do. On Tuesday mornings at 9 o'clock, you and I do a Zoom session, right?
Right.
Would you show people this coming Tuesday during that 30-minute Zoom session on how to market yourself as a real estate agent? Would you show people how to do that?
Sure, I'll share my screen and take people through it. Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10 on complexity, with 10 being like you need to be highly technical and very skilled, and 1 means me. Where is the technical required skill on that kind of scale?
2.
2.
Yeah.
So you could even teach me to do it.
I could teach my 8-year-old son to do it.
Okay. Well, he may be more technically adept than I am. So, folks, I'm 60. If at 60, and be somewhat gentle, but would you call me highly technically skilled?
Sure, Mike.
No, I'm not. So I could learn how to do it. And how long do you think it would take on Tuesday?
5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. So if you're on this call this morning, I'm going to make sure that you get a link to this on Tuesday. So you can join us at 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, and Rob's going to show you how to do it in a 10-minute tutorial, right?
Yep.
And almost anybody, your 8-year-old, could do it.
Yes.
Okay. Good. The second reason why we don't do it, Rob, because it's effective. It's a way of staying connected with people. It's a way of staying the top of mind credible expert, and it doesn't cost anything. So if it's effective and it's free, then why wouldn't we do it? Well, we feel uncomfortable. And God knows that many of us are running around avoiding anything that makes us feel uncomfortable. I don't like how I look, I don't like how I sound, and I don't know what to say. Okay, on the first 2, it just requires me to get over myself. I mean, we all feel that way. Take a deep breath, exhale, do it anyhow. At some point in our careers, we're just going to have to do that. You were in radio for decades.
Yep.
You were on the radio quite often.
20 years.
The first time you were on the radio, were you scared?
Oh, shit, my hands were shaking. I was trembling.
Right. The last time you were on the radio, were you scared?
I don't even remember it because it was muscle memory. I just did it.
You would tell me stories, and after a while, you just start winging it. Like while you're at commercial, you'd tell stories like, we'd forget we're at commercial, and we start talking, and somebody goes, oh my gosh, hit the button, right?
Yes. The difference is you get there with a minute to go in the beginning, and you're panicking because you're getting ready. But yeah, you're right. At the end, you're looking at the clock going 3, 2, and then you just do it.
You just go, right?
You get over yourself.
You do. But there's a lot of repetition that has to happen before you get over yourself.
Yes.
Okay. So you've got to start the repetition at some point, or you'll never get over yourself. Yeah. Take a deep breath, exhale, and let's go. And just do it. Yeah. The third part, I don't know what to say. It's not true. So if I did 1 a week, watch my math. Make sure I don't skip here. That's 4 a month, right? It's not 40 a month. Right. It's 4 a month. Okay, well, 1 week, I could do a market snapshot report. I could just tell my audience what's going on in the real estate market this month. And as local as I can get it, the more interesting. Okay, well, that's 1 week. Well, what do I do the other 3 weeks? You could have a tip series. Did you know?
Yeah.
You could have a series on your favorite things or your favorite places. What's that got to do with real estate? It doesn't have anything to do with buying or selling a house, but then again it does, because you and your wife, why'd you buy the house you're in?
There was no HOA, and it was in a great, beautiful neighborhood.
Okay. Great. And you've joked that you really don't go more than 2 or 3 miles away from your house.
I don't.
Okay, so folks, pay attention to what he just said. He didn't talk about how many square feet were in his house. He didn't talk about how many bedrooms and baths were in his house. He didn't talk about the finished or unfinished basement or the garage. He talked mostly about what the house would do for them. lifestyle. Lifestyle's biggie for you,
Yeah.
you guys,
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
You're very involved in the community.
Yes.
Yes, that's important.
Yes.
Notice he's not going, well, but you know, he does have 4 bedrooms. He doesn't, it's irrelevant. It's more about life. Talk about that. What's going on in and around your community? That's a week. Talk about what's in the news and how that's going to impact buyers and sellers today. That's important. And don't tell them, they can watch the news themselves. Interpret the news for them. Say, you've heard talk of this, this is what this might mean to you. Rob, I could do all this stuff if I wanted to, and it wouldn't cost me anything. And Tuesday at 9, you're going to show us how to acquire the very basic skills that sound very, so look, all of us, we can walk around and say to the other agents in our office, yeah, I've got to get an embedded email out today. Right? And people will go, oh, you must be smart. I took the 10 minutes to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
You'll show them?
Yes, I will.
Okay, great. So it kind of leaves us with a choice. We can go out, we can give away 35 to 80% of our income. We can have a massive ad spend budget, all this stuff to pretty much generate internet buyer leads, which are mostly unmotivated and unqualified. Or we could create a target audience and we could use video and email to market to them to stay the top of mind credible expert for free. We could, I hope you will, and if you do, that's how you go out there and you make it happen for yourself today.